Hi and welcome. This is Stacey Rivera with Achieve Emotional Mastery, and I'm here with Rene, a recent graduate. Thank you, Rene, for being here. So good to see you. How are you today?
Doing good,
Good.
doing fine, and amazing.
I love that. I love that. Great. Great. So I've asked Rene to just share with us a bit of his journey so he can just share how much this has changed his life. And so, Rene, I just want to start at the beginning and ask, what were you struggling with before we started working together?
I was struggling with anxiety, most of all, and insecurity, and a sense of worthiness,
Hmm.
and this way of seeing life. Everything on life for me was uh, focusing on the darkest or the saddest aspect of everything.
Yeah.
I was not thankful at all. I was always looking for excuses for bail myself out for any effort to achieve actual happiness or any improvement in any of my most impactful areas of my life, emotional,
Wow.
physical, and spiritual. So basically, I
Yeah.
was stuck in there, and I thought that there was no way out. So it was
Mhm.
a point where I even stopped trying because I thought there's no way out, and even if there was, I don't deserve it. So
Thank you for that very great description of like not only just like, hey, I'm dealing with anxiety and depression, but like this is how it was feeling. This is how my thoughts were. And that I think is one of the most pronounced things I noticed was, man, it was like talking to you was super negative. It was seeing nothing but bad outcomes coming from everything. But just like you said, even when there was a positive thing that could be there that could possibly help you, you like just immediately dismissed it. Like, no, that's not possible for me.
correct.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. What kind of tools were you using to just get through the day? Because I know you were managing, you were working, you're taking care of life. So what were you doing to just help you get through what you had to get through?
Well, basically, I just wanted to keep on going, even if I didn't have any sense of life itself. I
Okay.
was in that mode of autopilot mode, cruise control,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's it. I
Yeah. Very
didn't have
much.
any particular perspective or goals to achieve, and
Okay.
I lost track of everything. And I didn't think that any of my goals were actually achievable because I thought I'm not worth it.
Okay. So I hear very much you were just in that daily grind. I'm doing it because I
Mhm.
have to do it. That's it. There's no joy in it. There's no life in this. And there certainly was no aspirations about life, which,
Correct.
as you said, makes it very difficult as far as, yeah. I also want to highlight that you said, and you've said this a couple times, just about that worthiness piece, just not feeling worthy of healing or anything better in your life. How has that shifted for you?
Well, in contrast, now I discover that I'm a new creature, and I've been
Okay.
told this before, and I have read it, and I did believe it
Yeah.
on the theoretical part. What
Okay.
changes is that now I live it in the life. I'm not
Okay.
alive only; I'm living my life. That's the biggest
That's
shift that
good.
I
I like that.
experience. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
I experience joy, I experience happiness, I
Okay.
experience thankfulness, I experience that
What was that
hey,
last one?
thankfulness.
Thankfulness. Sorry,
Yeah.
thankfulness. Yes. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's a major shift that I
Yeah. Yeah.
from this of worthiness to okay, I'm able to experience this and live this because I say okay, he's given it to me, and if he's given it to me and he created me and he says that I'm worth it, who am I to believe the country? It's like I believe it and I live it. I embrace it, and now here I am.
Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah, I think that's one of the things I've noticed is the way you interact. So I've had the honor of being able to see you interact with others, and that has changed. Where yeah, it seemed kind of like before you kind of almost preferred to fade into the wall, like just trying not to be seen, almost like you didn't want people to ask you how are you doing because you didn't have a good answer. And now you're actively seeking out the interaction with others, cutting up with them, laughing. You bring joy into the situation now.
Yeah, it is true. It's true. I was stuck in a circle, a vice circle too, because I didn't want to be seen because I thought
Yeah.
that nobody was able to see me or was wanting or was, willing to see me, so I wanted to disappear. And since I was banished all the time, nobody was able to see me because I wasn't there. I didn't
Yeah.
stay long enough for
Yeah.
they to see me, and they didn't see me in my
Right.
mind, so I had to vanish before I felt bad because nobody saw me.
Sure.
Now it's
Wow.
I don't even force it or think about it. It just happens because of this change that I was talking about. This contrasting
Yeah. Yeah.
change that took place. Um, I'm seeing just life differently.
Yeah.
I'm not
Let me
hiding
jump in
away
there for a minute,
from
because
good.
what you just described is one of those self-fulfilling prophecies that a lot of people do. The negative thought comes in like that: when people don't see me, people don't recognize me, and so rather than giving an opportunity for something else to be true, they make it happen, because people can't see you if you're the first to leave the party. If you're the first to head out, if you're the first to, like, you don't make eye contact, you don't make conversation. Well, so is it really people ignoring you, or are you making sure that people ignore you? And so that's a great thing. But all of this comes out of thought patterns. And this is normal for depression and anxiety. Like when the fear speaks louder, then your actions change. And so I've seen this is huge, Renee. I just love how much things have changed for you. This is wonderful. Really excited. So let me ask you, tell me a little bit about the so just for those in case those that are watching don't know, so we work on, again, healing spiritually, emotionally, and physically at the same time. So what kind of impact have you seen on these three areas?
Okay, let's start with the basic one, which is
Okay.
the physical.
Okay.
Uh, my whole life I've been struggling with getting, not even achieving, but getting on the right track, on the right path, in order to
Okay.
achieve. So achieving, getting in the right path to achieve my dream body, and I never
Okay.
accomplished it. Now I see this transformation. So the main change on the physical was like I fit on my pants like never before in the last, I don't know, probably decade.
Okay.
It was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, and I'm like, okay, and I'm looking for those old pants that I dreamt of fitting again. And it's like it's just a delusional hope that I had in my mind, but no, actually, it was possible, and it is possible now. I do fit in it. And on the physical, I feel more energy. I
Okay.
feel
Good.
more like power to do stuff. I feel like more willing to
Yeah.
do more physical stuff. I mean, I
Okay.
work out more often than I used to before I
Wonderful.
started.
Yep.
So I even if that's the other point that I did see on the physical was that
Uh-huh.
before my working out, because I've been always working out, I didn't see as greater results as I'm seeing now. Now I'm
Wow.
seeing
Okay.
results, and they are
Okay.
really, really great results that takes me to the next aspect emotionally.
Yeah.
Those
So,
results
okay,
when
so hold on for the physicals. I love that. So, like, it was you had been working out, but now you're seeing results. No, that's important, because I just want to highlight what is it that changed.
in a specific, what did I do to change?
I'm curious to know what you think changed, why you're now seeing results, because you were working out before. So, what is it that was critical for what critical change did you need in order to start seeing results physically?
Well, I think it's the whole package, as you
The
said.
whole
These are the
thing.
three aspects. Is the
Perfect. There you
physical,
go.
the
There you
spiritual, and the
go.
mental.
That's right,
The
because
three
they're
of
all
them.
tied in together.
Yeah, they are tied
Okay.
together. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so go ahead. You were going to the emotional. So tell me emotionally. You kind of
This
talked
is
about that.
a causality,
Yeah.
action and reaction. I start
Okay.
seeing actually and finally progress on my building up of getting the shape that I would always wanted to. So I
Okay.
started to like in myself. On the emotional, I start to grow up. I start to grow on confidence. I
Okay.
started to grow on the willing and the strength and the capacity, and also the perspective of doing things and starting new things and setting
Okay.
goals, even if they seem to be unreachable. It's like it's been
Okay.
said, reach out for the moon, you may hit a star. But it
That's
was
right.
like, no, if I reach it, the moon is too far. I was always afraid. So a little bit of that fear that I had before started to vanish little by little. I've
Okay.
conquered so many mountain fears right now. since I'm a person that lives by itself, it's
Mhm.
the loneliness was one of my biggest fears. Like I'm so
Okay.
lonely, but I felt loneliness
Mm,
in the heart and in the spirit more than in the
okay.
flesh. And I
That's good.
started to change my mood. In the emotional thing, it was an improvement even bigger than the physical. My physical change transformation was huge. Was
Yeah.
huge. If you wanna talk about numbers, I slimmed down 3 pant sizes.
That's
So
incredible. That's
three pant
incredible.
sizes is a lot.
I love that, especially because that's not our focus. We are here to break you free from anxiety and depression, but
Yeah,
this is always a byproduct, which is what I hear more and more from clients. Like there's always these beautiful byproducts of going, dude, I'm slimmer now. That's awesome. That is awesome,
yeah.
Renee.
And I was
Okay, three
like,
pant sizes.
I'll still going.
But I,
Okay,
I
that's
really, I feel like the loneliness though is an even bigger achievement to be able to shift away from the loneliness was in my heart and I think that it sounds like to me, even when you were with others, that loneliness was still present, like you still felt alone.
correct. It was even worse. I can describe it like I felt more lonely when I was with people than when I was
Okay.
by myself. Because when I
Wow.
was by myself, I was like justifying like I feel lonely because I'm alone.
Okay.
I was with people, it was if I'm not alone anymore, why I'm feeling lonely? And it was like again a wide circle. Like okay, that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to ditch from everywhere, ditch out, ditch in, bounce off. Like I don't want to feel this. And
Okay.
that was something also that I was feeling. So when I changed, when I moved from that state to the state that I'm now, it's like okay, you want anything to be started? Why don't you start it? I
Sure.
mean, any journey starts with the
That's good.
same, just
That's right. You got to get
one
started.
step. You
That's
have to
right.
get into it. Don't
That's it.
pretend the journey to be over if you don't even start walking. So it ain't
Good.
gonna happen. And I
Good.
learned that too. Like, okay, one thing is my being alone on the flesh, or living by myself or whatever you wanna call it,
Hmm.
guys. And another thing is feeling loneliness. And
Okay.
it's not the same. So I started dealing with it, and I learned one that I'm not alone ever.
Hmm.
There is always someone that is looking for me, looking up for me, and also, and
Hmm.
I might not know someone, maybe a fan of mine, or I know, or someone that is looking up for me. Like I'm a kind of pattern worthy to be followed. And again, the worthy part is like, oh my gosh,
Sure. Yeah.
there's some people that actually are mimicking what I'm doing. And at work,
Yeah.
they are like, they saw this change and they don't know what
Yeah, let me
happened. Yeah,
jump in there because I want to highlight that because I do remember you talking about how things changed at work. Not only they were noticing a difference, but that you were influencing that environment to go, hey, what is the positive here? And I love that because I feel like so many people behind the I just want to enjoy life piece because there's that part of going, I'm miserable. My life is miserable. I want to enjoy life. But right behind that is going, I want to be able to influence others for better and you've been able to do that and sometimes we think like it has to be in big ways, you know, we need to be on stages and we need to write books, but it's actually the little ripple effects that matter is stepping into your workplace and being able to just help them see something different. And so I love that. I love that you've been able to do that and start to change that environment, which in the end helps you too because it's a lot easier when you start to influence your coworkers towards positivity. It makes it a better place to work. So that's wonderful. So tell me then about the spiritual health. So what happened spiritually?
spiritual, it brought me from a position of uncertainty and also the unworthiness. That's a spiritual
Okay.
too. And that's
Yeah.
the biggest piece to myself personally. That was the
Yeah.
biggest piece because as many would know, you feel like nothing that God can give it to you, even if He handed over to you, you won't feel worth it of receiving it.
Right.
It's like
Let's receive
no,
it.
no,
Yeah.
God, don't bless me because I
Yeah.
don't serve it. I did this in my past. I'm doing this in my present. Well, yeah, that is true. We all are sinners, but also God said, uh, "Here's my son that I deliver for you, so you can be free on His name. If you believe that He died and was resurrected and is sitting to my right, you are saved." So I embraced this name of mine as a son of God, and I'm like, okay, the worthiness part, the worthiness part was like building up. Also helped to build up my relationship with God, and being uh, get some conviction that I have actually a purpose in life beyond the physical realm. I have a the
It's good.
spiritual purpose
Yeah.
too that I was put in this spot in this right exact moment and a piece of land to do. So I'm sure now of who I am on God's eyes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
In
was
God's sight.
amazing
That's good.
because at the end of the day, that's kind of my fuel for my
Yeah.
engine to keep on going. This acknowledging that God is there for me. God
That's
is
good.
always there for me. So
Yeah.
impacted the whole thing. As I said on the
Yeah.
emotional part, I was feeling lonely in
Mhm.
spite of God telling me all the time, you
Right.
are not alone. I'm here with
Yeah.
you. I'm
Well,
never gonna
feeling
leave
that,
you or
like,
forsaking you,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's
And
like,
part of that
okay,
loneliness, I think, came out again, like whether depression caused it or like, like which came first, the chicken or the egg. But I see this a lot with depression where it's difficult to draw close to God. It's difficult to feel like he's there, like he just feels distant. And in that, it just creates more of that lonely feeling and all of that, where it sounds like you've been able to draw that closeness. And also when that unworthiness piece breaks, and now you feel worthy and you accept that favor that God gives you to be close to him, that also again brings in that closeness that changes everything. This is beautiful, Renee. This is beautiful. I just want to thank you so much just for sharing and vulnerability. Like I know it's it's intensely personal. Like I get that. Like every person's journey it is intensely personal. And so I just want to thank you for sharing. I have a few more questions. One of the questions I want to ask is, what are your goals moving forward? Like how is, because I know that's changed. Now you're dreaming again. Now you're thinking about what you want to move towards. Do you feel comfortable sharing any of those particular goals that you were headed towards?
and
Okay.
the spiritual parts, I think that and now I'm on the right spot and with the proper tools to start what I would call my the call. I going to title or label as the call that God has for me. You know, I got a
Okay.
call now. I believe it, and I think that I'm ready to start on that path,
Okay.
which is basically um being in the ministry in whatever position. I don't know. That's God's pick,
Yeah.
not mine.
Yeah.
But
But I hear
He
that. You know that
gave
God has
me
called you into
some mission
ministry.
that I
Yeah.
want to accomplish, and He gave me
Okay.
instructions, really, really specific instructions that I wasn't able to follow through up
Yeah.
till now. And
Yeah.
now that I can dream, now that I can set goals, now that I believe that it's possible, I can do it, you know. And I'm like, okay,
Yes.
let's
Yes.
see the resources, let's start gathering everything that is needed and start. I finally can say I can start doing this. I can just
It's good.
kick off, start kick off on whatever,
Yep.
and the
Yeah.
spiritual above
Yeah.
all, because
Let me jump in there because I want to like just like boil that all down to one piece, because I want to make sure that you, and I know you know this, but this is the main reason that I do what I do, is because I believe that you need optimal emotional, spiritual, and physical health in order to be able to do the things that God's called you to do. And so before, you were just going through the grind. You weren't setting those goals at all. You weren't talking to God about what was next and his call, because I'm not worthy, I can't do it. And you didn't have the help to do it. But now you've transitioned into a place of going, yeah, I'm doing well in all these areas now. And now I can start dreaming about that and start leaning into that and get started. So I love that. This is huge. This is huge. Thank you so much, Renee. So the last question I have for you is, what would you say to someone else who is listening to you that's saying, I need this change. I need to get free of anxiety and depression, but I'm just scared. I'm scared that I'm not worthy. I'm scared that I can't do this. What would you say to them to encourage them to step up and change their life?
well, it's going to sound like a journey, the band
Okay.
phrase, but don't stop believing, guys. I mean, this is worth it. This is an investment for best life the rest of your life, wherever you are at
Yeah.
now. I mean, it's still life left, and while you're still living, you have plenty of life. I mean, don't lose hope.
Mm.
Um, God has set these amazing tools for us to discover a new perspective. I mean, there is no one around me that saw me before that can see me now and say, "Whoa, what happened to you, dude? Oh,
What
whoa, wait,
happened?
wait, wait a second.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you fine? Are you fine? Yeah, now I'm happy. This is going to bring fruit beyond the financial fruit. I mean, I
Mm.
don't think
Yeah.
that you can actually set a cost or a price for joy and happiness and healthy and health. Actually,
Yeah.
there's none. You know, and health. I'm talking about the three health. The
Right.
emotional, physical, and spiritual health. There's no price for that. So
Mm.
just takes a leap of faith.
That's
Just
good.
a leap of faith, and you'll get there. I promise you. I promise you, and encourage you to not to step back. Even if you're hesitant, just take a leap of faith, and the sooner, more than the later, you're gonna realize that you made the right choice.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you just so much. Again, just your vulnerability and sharing. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure working with you, just rooting you on, cheering you on, course correcting, all of that. But really, I just want to honor you for the work that you put in because it is an investment of time and effort and all of that. And as great as our team is in supporting you through the process, you're the one who has to show up and do the work. And so, again, I just want to honor you. Thank you so much for showing up and doing it. Like you're the one who put in the effort. And so great job. It has been amazing to see your transformation. It has been such a pleasure to just watch this butterfly come out of your cocoon here. And so again, thank you. So as I end out this video, so again, if you have watched this and you are in a place where you want your freedom, and you're relating and resonating to what Renee was talking about at the beginning of the journey, and you want to be free, then I just want to encourage you to reach out to our team. I will be sure to put the link below where you can book a call with us. And what that call looks like is we're going to create strategy together. I want to hear about your situation. I want to hear what you are going through. And so we can find out how to help you, how to put again personalized strategy into place for you, and then we're going to walk through that strategy together, and that starts with the breakthrough session. And so again, I'm going to put the call below, and so go ahead and get on a calendar, and I look forward to talking to you. Thanks so much. Again, this is Stacey Rivera with my graduate Renee from Achieve Emotional Mastery. Thanks so much.